Hello everybody, this is Llodg, and today I'm reviewing Romancing SaGa Minstrel Song Remastered International. And before I get into the video, I want to say I was provided a code for this game by Red Art Games, who's publishing it. However, all my thoughts in this video are completely my own, so with that, let's get into the review. And for the most part, I think I really enjoyed this game. The SaGa series is a series I've heard a lot about. I mean, they've had a couple releases in the past few years, but I haven't gotten to play them yet. But they've always looked interesting to me, and I know for a long time they were kind of stuck in Japan. And Minstrel Song especially, it took a while to really come over here. I mean, in 1991 it was originally released on the SNES, and then on the PS2 in 2005 it got this remake. And then now we have this remaster of the remake. So I went through a couple steps. This particular version that I am reviewing is the international version, which doesn't have too many differences to the regular remastered version that was released 3 or 4 years ago by Square Enix. And this version actually includes French, German, Italian, and Spanish localization for the first time. So if you're more used to reading in some of those languages, compared to like English or Japanese, this is 100% the version you should get because it actually includes those localizations. And this version also includes English and Japanese voiceover for the first time, where you're able to like choose which one you want. So if you really like the Japanese original voice acting, you can choose it in this version. I went with the English voice acting, and I think it's still pretty good. There wasn't anything that like blew my mind in this game, but it was serviceable, and a lot of the NPCs are actually voiced, which is really nice. And yeah, for the most part, I think they're all pretty good. And I guess I'll talk about the actual game now that I've talked about how this international version is different, because the core game is still really good. You can see why this is such a classic series in Japan, and why so many people love it to where they keep making more. At the start of the game, you get to choose between 8 protagonists who you want to follow, which is very similar to Octopath Traveler if you've played those games, though that may be one of the only similarities with these games, since the SaGa series is definitely its own thing. But it's really cool to be able to choose between 8 protagonists, and they all have their own little story. Now, some of the protagonists will connect with each other. Like when I was playing as Albert, I actually came across Sif, which I thought was really cool, because you can kind of see where Sif's story starts if you just played her version compared to in the middle of Albert's. You still do some of the same quests, and I just think that's cool, and I think it's a really cool way for replayability, because you get to see some of these characters' stories from different perspectives. Romancing SaGa in itself may be one of the most replayable series I've seen. Even going past the different protagonists, there's so many different mechanics to really make each run different. You can have like different skills to upgrade, different weapons to upgrade. You can have party members that are outside of the core protagonists. And Amazon died in a shipwreck. Well, it was nice knowing ya. But this game is so replayable, just like out of the box, and if you really want to have it be different just because of like how the quests are set up, I think it's really cool. Yeah, so if you really want an RPG that will last you a long time, this is it. It's not like Final Fantasy where each time you start up the game, you know exactly what you're kind of doing outside of side quests. Minstrel Song, you literally have 8 different starting points, and within those starting points you can do different things. So other games have a hard time comparing to Minstrel Song. And I really enjoyed the actual fighting mechanics of this game. For the most part, it really does feel like a JRPG where you're choosing what to attack, choosing what attack to use, but with how many weapons you can equip at one time, and how many skills you can eventually learn with those weapons, the combat system is just so deep, and leads to a lot of differences between playthroughs depending on what you want in your setup. And I also really love how the characters, when they like level up a skill or whatever, they do like a little dance. I think it's so cute, especially these like no-name knights. This game just has so much character, I think. And I love how this game looks. It's definitely a PS2 game, like graphics-wise, but I don't think that's bad. The remastered like textures and everything, I think look very good. The art direction, I think, really prevails in this game, because the character models, they kind of look like they're from Final Fantasy IX, which again, is not a bad thing. The character models actually really remind me of character models from Tales of Symphonia, which I really enjoy. The cutscenes, especially like a couple in particular, where they have it be a little bit different compared to like regular cutscenes. Like this one with Diana fighting a dragon. I thought that was such an interesting take.
I've got to buy Albert some time! I am Diana, Knight of the Rose and daughter of Rudolph and Mariah!
I even enjoyed when they would have like 4x3 cutscenes, you know, where they were, I assume, pre-rendered, and you have these like borders. I really like the borders for some reason. They just kind of look like stone plates, and I think that's like a really cool choice. I do have a couple issues with like the menu presentation and other HUD elements like that. Like when you're going through doors, you have these like weird blue arrows and stuff that like say, this is what it is. And it makes sense to where I'm not like, oh, this is a unnecessary detail. I just don't love how that looks. And the overall HUD, I think, is a little weird, especially when you're running around the world. I don't know, the stuff in the corners I just don't think looks as nice as it could. I would like it to either not be there or look different. Maybe the biggest thing that like jumped out at me when I was playing this game was the music. In particular, the battle music. It's just really good. Battle music in JRPGs, they're probably going to be good, but with this game in particular, I just love the music so much. The regular battle music and even the boss music. But yeah, overall, I think Romancing Saga Minstrel Song is such a great RPG. There's a reason it's so beloved, and with this international version, more people can play it, which is great. More people should be able to enjoy these games. Overall, I really enjoyed this game. I definitely have not played all of it, and I have a lot more to play because there's just so much of this game to potentially play. It really reminds me of Star Ocean if you've ever played those games, but obviously a bit more replayability than those games. And yeah, thanks again to Red Art Games for providing me with a code for this game. I really enjoyed reviewing it. If you've played this game, whether it be the international version or the other remastered version, let me know. What did you think about it? Did you think it was as replayable as I did? Did you like the character models? Is the music not amazing? Because if it's not, you're wrong. And yeah, with that, I hope you enjoyed the video. Have a good day, and goodbye!